The chachalacas, guans and curassows are birds in the family Cracidae. These are species of tropical and subtropical Central and South America. One species, the plain chachalaca, just reaches southernmost Texas in the USA. Two species, the Trinidad piping guan and the rufous-vented chachalaca, occur on the islands of Trinidad and Tobago respectively. Systematics and evolution. The Cracidae are an ancient group related to the Australasian mound-builders. They are sometimes united with these in a distinct order, Cracidae-These, but this is not supported by more recent research which suggests that either is a well-marked basal lineage of Galliformes. Family Cracidae, subfamily Penelopinae, guans, genus Penelopina, highland guan, Penelopina nigra, genus Chamaepetes, black guan, Chamaepetes unicolor, sickle-winged guan, Chamaepetes godati, genus Penelope, genus Abaria, wattled guan, Abaria abari, genus Pipial, genus Ortalis, chachalacas, subfamily Oreophasinae, genus Oreophasis, horned guan, subfamily Cracidae, curassows, genus Nothocrax, nocturnal curassow, Nothocrax urumutum, genus Crax, genus Mitu, crestless curassow, Mitu tomentosum, salvans curassow, Mitu salvini, razor-billed curassow, Mitu tuberosum, aligoas curassow, Mitu genus Porci, helmeted curassows. Alternatively, all subfamilies except the Penelopinae could be lumped into the Cracidae. As the initial radiation of Cracidae is not well resolved at present, the system used here seems more appropriate. It is also quite probable that entirely extinct subfamilies exist, as the fossil record is utterly incomplete. Evolution. Recent research has analyzed mountain and DNA sequences, morphological and biogeographical data to study the phylogenetic relationships of crassid birds, namely the relationships among the genera, the relationships between the species of curassows and between the piping and wattled guans. The traditional groups, chachalacas, guans, and curassows, are verified as distinct clades, but the horned guan represents the sole survivor of a very distinct and ancient lineage. In addition, the molecular data suggest that the Cracidae originated in the late Cretaceous, but the authors caution that this cannot be more than a hypothesis at present, as the rate of molecular evolution is neither constant over time nor uniform between genera and even species. Dating based on molecular information has a very low accuracy over such long time spans and needs to be corroborated by fossil evidence. The fossil record of crassid is limited to a single doubtfully distinct genus of chachalaca, Ortalis, and some species in the modern genus Ortalis. However, this does not provide any assistance in evaluating the hypothesis that the split between the four main lineages of our time occurred quite rapidly, approximately in the Oligocene or slightly earlier, somewhere between 40 and 20 Maya. The genera Procrax and Palaeonosuchus are often considered crassids, but this is not certain at all. They may belong to a related extinct lineage. It is unfortunate that of these two, few good fossils are known, as they date to about the time when the modern groups presumably diverged. Should they be crassids, they are not unlikely to represent either some of the last members of the family before guans, chachalacas, etc. evolved, or very early representatives of these lineages. Thus, the assumption that the modern diversity started to evolve in the late Paleogene, continuing throughout the Miocene and onwards, must also be considered hypothetical given the lack of robust evidence. Still, the molecular scenario is entirely possible considering what is known about the evolution and radiation of the Galloantherae, and consistent with the paleogeography of the Americas. The Ignotaxon-Tristric Loolithus craciate is based on fossil eggshell fragments from the late Cretaceous. Cretaceous Old Man Formation of southern Alberta, Canada, which are similar to chachalaca eggs. But in the absence of bone material, the relationships cannot be determined except that they are apparently not from a dinosaur. By comparison, speciation within curassows and the piping wattled guans is supported by better evidence. It was usually caused by changes in topography which divided populations, mainly due to the uplift of the Andes, which led to the establishment of the modern river basins. The distribution of curassow and piping guan species for the most part follows the layout of these river systems, and in the latter case, apparently many extinctions of populations in lowland areas. Another result was that the wattled guan belongs to the same genus as the piping guans, which thus use the older name abaria. Originally interpreted as a turkey by Othniel Charles Marsh, Meleagris antiquus was referred to as Cracidae in 1964 by Pierce Broadcorb. It is nowadays considered unambiguously to be a Caryoomyphomes under Bathornithidae, and indeed a very different animal from crassids, being a 2-meter-tall terrestrial predator. Similarly, Paleophasianus has been reassigned to Geronoididae, a lineage of large ostrich-like stem cranes. Description: Crassids are large birds, similar in general appearance to turkeys. The guans and curassows live in trees, but the smaller chachalacas are found in more open scrubby habitats. Many species are fairly long-tailed, which may be an aid to navigating the largely arboreal existence. They are generally dull-plumaged, but the curassows and some guans have colorful facial ornaments. The birds in this family are particularly vocal, with the chachalacas taking the name from the sound of the call. Crassids range in size from the little chachalaca at as little as 38 centimeters and 350 grams to the great curassow at nearly 1 meter and 4.3 kilograms. Behavior and ecology. These species feed on fruit, insects and worms. They build nests in trees, and lay 2 to 3 large white eggs, which only the female incubates alone. The young are precocial and are born with an instinct to immediately climb and seek refuge in the nesting tree. They are able to fly within days of hatching.